welcome to NAWBO Member Spotlight. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, you guys.
We are so excited. We have Katie Fergus with us with PractiSynergy. And we would love to know about your business.
Hi, ladies. How are you today?
We're great.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for having me on. I'm very new to NAWBO, so I've been just kind of dabbling in a few of the lunch and learns and some of the other kind of online things with today's COVID world. I would really love to start the networking in person, hopefully soon here. But I'm here to talk a little bit about my business and about why I'm in NAWBO. So a little bit about PractiSynergy. We actually rebranded in 2018. Our former name was Medical Billing Services. We used to be located on Grand Avenue across from Terrace Hill. Now we're over here in the East Village, just kind of hanging out in a very nice part of town. I love it. Everything's walkable. Lots of small businesses here. I purchased the business from a gentleman who retired in 2017. So we've been around since 1986, and I'm the third owner of the business. And so I had a lot of work to do when I bought the business in 2017. So it was a big investment and a lot of time, but it's finally, after 3 years and 3.5 years, it's finally starting to kind of pay off. So PractiSynergy is a medical billing company. We do medical billing, medical coding, consulting. We work almost exclusively with small to mid-sized independent medical practices. So that would be your specialists such as podiatrists, orthopedic surgeons. We have a couple chiropractors. And physical therapy is another kind of large segment that we do deal with. And so we connect with their electronic health records, and we're able to review the coding that they've done, make suggestions if anything needs to be done in order for those medical claims to get paid by you and my insurance company. So I'm also a patient, so I have to also, we look at it through that eyes as well. You know, we want to make sure that we put our client, who's the physician or the provider, first, but almost coinciding with that is the patient experience. We do take patient phone calls because our phone number and our contact information is on all of those bills that go out. Obviously, we don't work with the Mercies or Unity Points of Iowa, but we do, again, do the independent small providers that kind of get overlooked and overshadowed a lot of times. So that's a little bit about my history, my background, if you will, is I'm actually I'm a CPA, I'm a certified public accountant by trade. I have let that go inactive. Just this past year, it just got to be too much in terms of, well, cost with COVID. Certain things needed to be cut. And so I cut my continuing ed and just let that go inactive. But really that positioned me very, very well. I feel for especially medical billing. I had 11 years experience at a pediatric rehab facility I started there as a senior accountant doing accounting stuff, but then I did become their billing manager and worked in that role for 5 or 6 years before moving on. And a year or two after that is when I purchased PractiSynergy, which is now PractiSynergy. And I've just, owning a business, you ladies know, has its ups and downs, lots of tears, lots of joy. And I can definitely say I've ridden that roller coaster over the last 3 years. And I think finally, again, now we're finally seeing that kind of steady increase for us, even during this time of COVID. What I'm really focused on is the way I add value to those smaller practices. During COVID, a lot of the surgeons, a lot of physicians in general just saw the number of appointments decrease. Patients didn't want to go into the offices. They still really don't. So yeah, telehealth went up, but a lot of the in-person visits, a lot of the office procedures, like if you have to have a mole removed, things like that, those all really declined. Well, it like had a sharp cutoff, obviously, in March when the government shut down. But then it steadily increased, and now this is supposed to be their busiest time because a lot of people meet their deductibles and are like, okay, I want to get these procedures done before the end of the year. But right now, everyone's going, I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't want to even be within 6 feet of anyone. I just want to do this on camera or go to my telehealth visit. And they'll push back their appointments for any procedures as long as it takes. So we are seeing, and that directly impacts my bottom line as well. And so I'm actually focused on volume right now, and we've taken this opportunity to really work with startups and startup practices. We're seeing kind of a trend of physicians and providers coming out of the large system saying, well, I can do this on my own. They soon realize they can't really do it on their own and they need support. And so we're there to really help them with that support. We do consulting to really get them up and going, to get their processes so that all they have to worry about is practicing medicine. We focus on getting them paid. If we don't do our job, they don't get paid. And obviously then we won't get paid. And so it really is a win-win for us to make their practices run smoothly and efficiently in order for both them and us to have a positive experience in our relationship.
Well, I'm so glad that you joined us this year. How did you hear about NAWBO, or what got you to join?
I was part of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses group in this past spring. And so it was one of the benefits of that. We get a free 1-year membership to NAWBO. And so I just decided to sign up, whatever, and give it a try. And so far, it's been a lot of excellent education, just through the COVID environments, a lot of, I can tell the support that the NAWBO members give each other. And that's really what's gotten me excited. And I definitely will renew my membership when that comes around again, and hopefully be able to take, again, advantage of that in-person networking, which is really, that's how you and I and all the other members, spread the word about our business and spread the word about, ourselves and our strengths, and our support to each other.
Yeah. We are really hoping that tide turns quickly, because we're huggers, and we, I think with Trish and I being hairstylists, we like being in people's business.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like physically. So I miss that.
It was, I can't remember her name, but it was one of the past presidents, dark-haired, and
Kendra?
Yes. And she just lit up, and said, and one thing that she said that really stuck with me, and I will take it to heart here, I think, again, once things really get going, is don't just be a passive member. Join a committee, find your role. And so I think most organizations I join, I'm like that. I like to join a committee or something. This year is just bizarre. And so I'm just kind of reading about what activities you guys do, and what would fit me best, since I have some time to evaluate that right now, since I don't think things are that busy, except online. But I would love to, join some of the social type organization that you guys do, and look at that. So if you have information on the different committees, I would love to learn more about your.
Oh yes, we will take you up on that. I promise.
Well, I just talked about that. I'm going to start doing some videos with the specific committees, so people can see kind of what goes on in the background. So
that would be really helpful, especially to us new members.
Yes, awesome. Well, we're so glad that you joined us.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. I just,
Of
I
course.
don't love talking about myself, but it's nice to get kind of my name out there again and
Heck
um,
yes.
talk more about you guys and NAWBO
Yes,
as an
there's
organization.
nothing wrong with self-promotion.
That's right. That's right.
And
Great.
what better way to do it among your sisters?
That's
Yes,
Yep.
exactly. Well, thank you again. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Katie.
Bye, Katie.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
Hi, Melissa.
we are so excited to welcome Melissa Worrel, and she is a new member as well. So let us know about your business.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really tickled pink to do this interview with you all and share a little bit about my business. So I am a coach, and I know everyone can say they're a coach, but I really decided that when I left corporate America after 18 years, I wanted to focus on the things that I was really great at and the things that filled my cup. And so when I think about that, it was about people and helping people. And so as I had navigated the corporate ladder over 18 years and owned some small businesses, coaching just kept coming to the top as I was exploring what I wanted to do next. Did I want to go back into corporate? Did I want to start my own business again? What did I want to do? And from people that didn't know me to people that knew me, coaching just kept rising. And I said, okay, I hear you. I'm going to do what is like, it just keeps resonating. So what I decided after going to Coach U to do my coaching certification and work towards my certifications is work with 3 distinct groups. So I work with emerging leaders. So those individuals who are either individual contributors now that are looking to grow in leadership, or those that are in leadership and they're on succession plans. They're high potential talent. They know that they're moving up the ladder. And how do they do that with more ease? And by having that thought partner, accountability partner that is outside their organization. So those are a majority of my clients I would call in that emerging leaders to VP realm. I also work with small business owners. So initially out of college, I owned 2 franchises and then started a farmers insurance agency all in Seattle, Washington. And so that is something that I'm really passionate about, is how do you take the things that seem like you should open the doors and people should come, right? And we all know that isn't exactly how it happens, but how do you take all of the things of working on your business and start working in your business and on your business and figuring out what that blend looks like and what are the goals you want to do, and having someone that is helping you through that journey of what that looks like. And then the third group is career coaching. So as I also went through a major career shift and have done franchising to corporate to back to owning my own business and figuring out where I wanted to go, that looks like things like, is your LinkedIn updated? Do you need some resume tweaking? Those are some of the just small things that happen, but then also, what do you want to do? What's your why? What are the things that drive you? And so those are my 3 core areas of individuals that I work with. Obviously, as coaches, we could work with anyone. However, I think the more that we're specific in the niches that fit our background, but also that we have some natural alignment to, we are better for one another, the coach and the client working together. 100%. It's and people resonate, or you even feel that you're drawn to people of those similar backgrounds. So I look at my client list now and I laughed a little bit, and I don't mean this to sound funny, but 85% of my clients are women. And I didn't have that natural that I was was looking at what were the 3 categories that really fit what I had done. But then I found the people that are attracted to my coaching style, but also my background, it's other women that are navigating those same paths that I have navigated. And I've had clients say specifically, like, Mel, I picked you because you were a woman, but you've also walked in the shoes that I'm walking in. And sometimes in coaching, I'm going to say, stop coaching me and just tell me what you did, right? So there's that good ebb and flow and blend of being a coach a majority of the time, but at times taking off that coaching hat and putting on that consulting hat. So yeah, absolutely.
I have to ask, do you have a group that is your favorite to work with?
That's a loaded question. So I would say I don't have have a favorite. And the reason why is I think there's something really beneficial for even my skill set and helping my clients that I'm working with different types of backgrounds, so that if I'm only coaching emerging leaders, I think you can get kind of in, not a rut, because we're always, I'm reading, I'm doing classes, I'm taking CE credits, like you're always building what you're doing. However, to have a emerging leader or a VP in an organization, and then working with a small business owner or someone that really is trying to figure out where they're going, those things end up giving you ideas and tools that you can work with your other clients or even share for them.
Oh, yeah.
So it just pulls some good things of, it keeps you fresh. I think there's also that variety is also really nice to have.
So we would love to know how you heard about NAWBO or why you decided to join.
Sure. Yeah. So being a female business owner in the past, I think when I was in my early 20s, I didn't even know it existed, right? I was just like head down in the business, right? Trying to grind through it. And when I came back to Iowa and decided that these were where my roots were going to be forever, it was networking with other small business owners and other females. And Erin Barfels is a member of NAWBO, and she's been after me for a while to, she kept sending me links. There's a special for NAWBO this month, or hey, you need to check out NAWBO. Like, this is an amazing group of women business owners. And it's exactly like you would fit great into this group of what you've done and where you're going. And so I finally, and it wasn't that I knew I needed to do it, but as we talked about a bit before, there's so many different organizations that you can join, finding one that really is the right fit. And so, yes, finally took the plunge, and now I just need to get more involved. So yeah, it's been great. And I give Erin all of the credit for me. Finally, she kept pushing. So I heard her eventually.
Oh yeah. She's a huge, 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 huge advocate for NAWBO.
Yeah. She's wonderful.
Yeah, actually, have any like a book you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, so I had my book out. So one of the books that I like to work with clients is called Own the Room. Amy Jen Sue and Muriel Megan Wilkins are the authors, two female authors. And it's all about signature voice. So it's how do you find your signature voice so that depending on the situation, you can adapt and be agile. And so I actually pulled out a quote, and it's under the section of signature voice is a journey. And it says, once people have reached the pinnacle of their sport, they don't sit back. So this was talking about Michael Jordan. They have conditioned regimen. Every day they practice, they prepare themselves, they get better. Even with skills that inspire on others, they are conscious and intentional about their sport, not asleep and not on autopilot. And for me, this really resonates as humans, right? So if we're going to be the best at our craft, whatever that is, whether you're a sports player, a small business owner, a leader within your organization, an individual contributor, like, are you on autopilot, or do you take that time to really invest in yourself and make sure that you're playing at your best? And whether you're reading this book or another book, or you're taking a course, or you're networking with people that make you better, right? Like people that elevate you to a next level. Do you do that consciously, or do you do it on autopilot, or do you not do it at all? And so this book for me, if you look at it, I don't know if you can see it, I've got it dog-eared all over the place, and I've got tabs on the outside. But it was one that I wouldn't have necessarily picked up. It was recommended to me. And once I started on it, I just couldn't put it down. So there's lots of business books that are great, but you kind of trudge through them. There's lots of good nuggets in there, but you trudge through it to get through. This was one that I couldn't wait to read the next chapter. Two women that, went out on their own and have just started this journey. And so just in the spirit of NAWBO, right? Females supporting females. I thought this was a great one, and it was just top of mind. I actually keep it on my desk that I can refer to it with clients all the time.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to be starting, Caitlin's going to be spearheading a book club, a NAWBO book club. So I will ask her if we could add that to the list, because it'll definitely go with our theme this year, which is Thrive.
Yeah.
So that'd be great.
Yeah. And signature voice is such an interesting, what these two gals put together is really like signature voice is in that upper right quadrant. But if you're really driven and kind of focused on you go to driving voice. And if you're the person that always asks others for input before making a decision, you go into more of like a quiet voice. And how do you know the room and make sure that you're presenting for yourself, but also representing the organization and coming to that signature voice. And so it just gives some really good examples of that. Your voice isn't always the same. You have to ebb and flow, whether you're talking to your team or talking to your boss or talking to upper executives. And I just think it resonates with everyone, regardless of what level or what you do with your work.
Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I know this is a quick hit, which is great. It doesn't feel like, you get the good pieces that you need, and we keep moving forward. And I look forward to getting to know more members within NAWBO and getting more engaged. It's just figuring out that balance like we talked about, and moving forward. And obviously with COVID, trying to figure out how to navigate in a virtual world. And eventually we'll be back to having local events and getting together in person. Will be great. I miss hugs the most, so I'm ready.
Yes.
We just said that earlier.
Yes,
It's just gonna be a giant hug fest.
It is. It is.
I love it. Yeah. So no, thank you very much for having me. It was my pleasure.